Well, they would need a bit of a miraculous winning streak to latch back onto the finals from here. But they are a very tough team, and they've taken some big scalps at the Sam Kerr Football Centre already this season. And they would love to end their 3-game losing streak head-to-head against the Phoenix. It's a very warm one in Perth this afternoon, 32 degrees at kickoff. The expected top today was 34. Perth Glory, let's take a look at their side. There's been some big news on game day. Casey Dumont may have taken part in the goalkeeper's warm-up, but she was already ruled out with an Achilles injury that requires a scan. It is not a season ender. Miranda Templeman comes in along with Sarah O'Donoghue and Kelly Brown. Jessica Skinner is added to the subs, as is Morgan Roberts, with Dumont and Izzy Valletta out of the matchday squad. We haven't seen Miranda Templeman in the Ninja A-League since Perth's game away at the Brisbane Roar on the 15th of November. She's played 3 times this season, so it will be appearance number 4 for the WA local, who was on the books of the Melbourne Victory prior to this season. Just 22 years of age, and her deputy, Jessica Skinner, is only 17. Let's go to the Wellington team that make one change to the side that drew 1-1 with Melbourne Victory last weekend. Daisy Brazendale comes in for Alyssa Wynnum, who's been left at home due to concussion-like symptoms, just as a precaution. It means Zoe McMeekin is added to the substitutes bench. And there's the Phoenix team. They did win at Macedonia Park when they came to Perth last season, so they do know what it takes to win away in the distance derby. The Sam Kerr Football Centre, only newly opened, and has proven a pretty challenging venue. Perth have been able to beat both Adelaide and Brisbane among top 6 opponents here this season. Wellington also getting to wear their home kit in the game. Let's look at the Perth huddle. Brad Jones was closest to us there, the goalkeeping coach. Today's referee is Molly Godsell, assistants Maggie Price and Amber Morris. And WA local Niall Gilmore is the 4th official. Godsell in her 2nd season in the A-League women's competition. And there is Olivia Ferguson, the English striker, who will lead the line for the Phoenix. She scored 2 goals in 2 games, including last time the sides played on January the 4th over at Porirua Park, but she hasn't scored since then, so at least she knows what it's like to find the back of the net against the Glory. Can she break a 6-week scoreless drought, though, and find the back of the net today? Paul Temple, the Phoenix coach. Not sure he'd be aware of the full-time result that's just happened up in Brisbane, but regardless of that scoreline, his Phoenix team have 20 points. They're in 8th, and above them, Canberra in 7th on 23. And after defeat today, the Central Coast Mariners on 24. So the Phoenix, with a win, could move to within 1 point of 6th place. Stephen Peters and Perth, by contrast, they start the day in 10th with 12 points, 12 adrift of that final spot. And that is with only 8 games and 24 points left to play for. So this should be fascinating. There's never been a draw between the sides. It's always been a win one way or the other. Wellington kick-off attacking the right of your screens. And to our New Zealand audience, we hope that you are prepared to stay up late and cheer your team tonight in the distance derby away in Perth. And maybe they can set the tone right from kick-off. That was a very important interception from Naomi Chinema to stop Grace Jale playing through Olivia Ferguson. And those were the 2 goal scorers last time the teams met back on January the 4th. It's also the last time both of them scored in a Ninja A-League game. Perth Glory's chance to show us what they can do. Kelly Brown, the Kiwi, who spent 2 non-consecutive seasons at the Wellington Phoenix. Perth getting a feel for possession with Tian McKenna. And now Naomi Chinema. Sarah O'Donoghue, one of the 3 changes to the starting 11 today, out to Grace Johnston on the left flank. Now Chinema. to fellow defender Oni Zog. And now McKenna to Megan Wynn, but she can't keep the ball. There's Grace Jale. Spent a season at the Perth Glory. Her most recent stop before coming back to the Phoenix in the Ninja A-League. See Chinema keen to take the game on, wants to drive it forward, but the eagerness of the pass sees it tumble away from Caitlin Douglas. Out for a throw. Tiana Jaber to bring the ball back in. Flicked on by Maya McCutcheon. Now Ferguson, hoping to bring Mania Elliott into the game, but the ball runs away from her. Johnson's throw. Off the head of Elliott, breaking to Olivia Kelly, wearing the headband at the centre of defence for the Wellington Phoenix today. And a first touch for goalkeeper Carolina Villau. Villau's long ball, Ferguson making a nuisance of herself here, causing a bit of trouble. And Templeman confident enough to field the ball with her feet rather than take clean possession, and had Ferguson lunging in late, but was able to clear just in time. Wall blocked away. Kelly Brown trying to capitalise. Has got Douglas moving ahead of the ball. Brown feigned to shoot. And now brings Wynn in from the wing. Megan Wing's cross dealt with. Lara Wall clears for the Phoenix. Jale. Here's Annalie Longo. Longo sliding it to McCutcheon and nicked off her toes by the backtracking Nat Tatham. And that was important from Tatham because we have seen McCutcheon shoot from the top of the box with success this season. The American scored a one and only goal away at the Western Sydney Wanderers. Naomi Chinema, a young leader in this Perth defence, has a lot of young Matilda's experience, under 20 level. Jaber, back to Kelly. Now Daisy Brazendale, such an important role today with no Alyssa Wynnum in the team. Annalie Longo equally so to provide that creative spark out of midfield. Lara Wall, never afraid to get forward the left back. Turns onto her right foot here, tumbling on at the near post, and then a tame volley, I should say, from McCutcheon. It volunteers the ball to Templeman. That will settle the nerves. Templeman, last time she played, was in a 3-0 loss away to Brisbane on the 15th of November, including that miraculous Tamar Levin long shot that beat her from a long way out. Here's Wall. Decides against venturing forward. Brazendale. Jaber. Mania Elliott knocked out of possession. Chinema played it into a 50-50 and then committed to go and try to win the ball back. Wynn, O'Donoghue, all over the top into space and overhit. Easy pickings for the Portuguese goalkeeper Carolina Villau. Jale backing her speed against Tian McKenna. Wall, Zog. Only Zog's clearance is going to be swept onto by Kelly. Now the Kiwi defender Mackenzie Barrett. Wall ran into trouble in the form of Wynn, but still wins the throw for her team. Bit of gamesmanship there from Megan Wynn. Lara Wall might put that in the memory bank for next time. Ferguson able to turn away from the defence. Has to go sideways and backwards though. McCutcheon, Brazendale, and now Barry. Jaber. Tough pass to bring under control. Kelly caught in possession. And out comes Villau. Good preventative defending. And won't quite turn defence into attack, but she had Megan Wynn bearing down there. And now it's going to break on kindly again. Caitlin Douglas this time is going to shoot with Villau off that line. Well, the goalkeeper was stranded and Caitlin Douglas just couldn't dip it in time. She's been a bit of a revelation, the 28-year-old school teacher, since coming back and restarting her A-League women's career as an injury replacement player. 3 goals in just 6 games prior to today. That would have been 4 in 7. And perhaps the best of the lot, but not to be. It's the first time Douglas has ever lined up against Wellington. The last time she was in the league on contract with Perth Glory. Phoenix weren't in yet. They can attack here. And Ira Elliott sails it over the head of Jale. Longo keeping the attack going. Wall, Jale. Neat interplay between the 2 Phoenix players. Can they turn it into a cross into the box? Wall with a deflection, and that made it goalkeeper's ball. Miranda Templeman diving out, and one grabbing it, taking it to ground. Here's another look at the cross that came in. When Ira Elliott was there, Templeman was sure-handed. Johnston had to move it on quickly. He's going to hug the line. Will it stay in? Great hustle. Now Kelly Brown trying to make the most of it, but she's closed down by the combination of Barry and McCutcheon. So the hard work there of Izzy Dalton goes unrewarded. Might be a different story for Sarah O'Donoghue though. Kelly Brown, well, she just didn't get the step right. It's still a corner for the Glory. Didn't have a huge amount of power behind it though. In the eagerness to fire a shot at top speed, Sarah O'Donoghue teed it up, and Kelly Brown, she wanted to strike it first time, didn't want to take an extra touch. Still gets a corner for her trouble. You can see the wind is quite strongly favouring the left of screen as you watch it. And that is the end that typically has been favoured by the wind in every game at the Sam Kerr Football Centre since it's opened. It's going to turn this corner into an in-swinger. It falls next to the post and is cleared away by McCutcheon. Not far though. Wynn twists it back. McKenna, Tatham, tangle of bodies. McKenna's pass blocked. Tatham bounced back up. Phoenix able to repel every time. Sturdy defending. And away goes Longo. Phoenix countering. Jale, look at Longo trying to burst onto the ball, and Jale setting it into the wind. Still just a little forcefully struck. And the referee is whistling play dead. Well, it's been a fun opening 10 minutes. Chances at both ends, enterprising attacking play. Perth, a team that are a totally different proposition at home, and they will know more about the conditions than anyone as well. The wind has been almost the 3rd team in some of the games they've played here at the Sam Kerr Football Centre this season. I must admit, I didn't see the coin toss and who won it, who got to choose which way they attacked in the first half, but Glory with that knowledge of the home ground. Long ball here from Oni Zog. Kelly backtracking. Jai tried to keep the move going, but offered the ball up to Zog. Now Tatham, misdirected pass. Wellington trying to capitalise. Longo sees Manaia Elliott. Elliott cuts onto her left. And Templeman is able to bring the ball to ground. She is a diminutive goalkeeper, Miranda Templeman. She's got a big voice, big personality, but she is not the tallest keeper. It means that often she will be diving for things that some other keepers may not need to. Here's Chinema. Phoenix shading possession through 12 minutes of this one. Chinema. Long ball through the left. Tatham. What's on in the middle? Throw in coming the Glory's way. Wellington Phoenix, they're a team led by the example of Mackenzie Barry. Always happy to make a block, put a body in the way. We've seen it already in this match. However, that's less than ideal. Sliced out. Fortunately not for a corner. Right down next to the flag. Good crowd in at the home of the Matildas, not the home of the Matildas, the Sam Kerr Football Centre. Still great to see so many venues starting to take on the names of both the team and also the individuals. It's probably only a matter of time until we have a facility in Brisbane named after Claire Polkinghorne. Possession coughed up here by Wellington. And the shot is off the woodwork. Well, the Phoenix nearly made to pay for being wasteful in possession, but the width of the crossbar bails out Carolina Villau, and now defence can become attack in the blink of an eye. Elliott. Jagged inside for Ferguson. Ferguson lays it back to McCutcheon. McCutcheon looks to forge her own path through the right. Able to cross it in, and Jale blocked. Combination of Zog and McKenna scramble the ball away. Win. Now Brazendale. Wall will retrieve. Well, nothing sums up the end-to-end nature of this game like the Phoenix responding to the crossbar being hit by going down the other end and setting up that great chance for Grace Jale. And now everyone can take a breather. The ball is finally out. Here's another look at this pass here from Kelly Brown, and it was met by Dalton, and that has rocketed back off the crossbar. Izzy Dalton has scored just 2 goals in what is now 56 A-League women's games. One this season. Here's Longo, playing it through. Ferguson, moment of truth for Ferguson! And she puts it across the face. Oh, what a big chance for the English number 9. Great play by Longo. Perfectly measured through ball. And Ferguson just had to hit the bottom left corner. A let-off now for the Glory. Still, Phoenix creating. Can they create another? Can they take the next one? Chinema. Deflection off Jaber. It'll roll on, and Barry gets out in front of Kelly Brown. Those two would have played against each other in training in previous seasons, in youth national camps as well. Here is Kelly Brown bringing down the throw-in. Not to her team's advantage, though. Away comes McCutcheon. Sends the ball out to Ferguson with it all to do. Half the pitch to go, and the Glory defence back and set. Ferguson her objective there was just to keep possession. Paul Temple applauds from the technical area. Now Brazendale, and the ball is back out into open space. At the feet of Jaber. Jaber feeds it back out to the right. Elliott. And now possession given away. Possession that the Phoenix fought so hard to keep on that phase of play. Long ball down the right. Wynn off and running. Megan Wynn, the Welsh winger. Looks up at Lara Wall. Cuts inside. Kelly Brown. Little scoop shot. Blocked away immediately. Brown gets another chance though. And just dinks it high. O'Donoghue's going to make it work. Sarah O'Donoghue, well, maybe too clever by half. Ran out of space. Trying to outfox Jaber. So O'Donoghue's 8th appearance of the season. She did score her first and only A-League women's goal against Newcastle back in October. She's had injury issues since then that have limited her appearances. Like a lot of the Glory team, unfortunately, they've just been cursed by injury this season. We still haven't seen Susan Fonsong Cam, who's been ruled out with a long-term foot injury that she picked up in September and running out of weeks to even make an appearance this campaign. Casey Dumont, the latest one who's been consigned to the treatment table. Chinema's pass, asking a lot of Johnston. She did well to keep it in. O'Donoghue. Zog. Glory stretching the pitch. Left to right. McKenna. Pass from Zog gives the ball away. Oni Zog, the Nigeria international, signed from Switzerland. Up to 15 games now for the campaign. There's the Perth Glory bench. Stephen Peters and his assistants, Tiana Gauci, and also Pete Novakovsky. Seen this from Chinema a few times, being the player that wants to strike the forward pass that goes into the attacking half. That time it gets knocked away for a throw. Johnston. Jaber volleying into the stands of the Sam Kerr Football Centre. See the shadows stretching across the pitch. Kelly Brown. O'Donoghue and Johnston. Can't complete the passing triangle with Brown though. Elliott away. Ferguson a long way from the goal. She's attacking. Brazendale. Still Brazendale. Now Barry. Mackenzie Barry. Megan Wynn illegally grabbing and grappling and eventually committing a foul. Here's Lara Wall. Phoenix haven't attacked down that left flank for some time now. They were favouring it in the first 10 minutes of the game, but it's gone a little bit quiet over there in the 10 since. Here's Barry with a very proactive intercept of the ball. What comes next, though? No forward pass. Jaber says to Longo, find us an attacking avenue. Jale. With Wall on the outside. Lara Wall. A question of the delivery, and it's blocked behind for a corner. Tiana McKenna getting across. It's been a superb first season from Lara Wall. Here's another look at how Megan Wynn fouled Mackenzie Barry. You just see with the corner flag, the wind is not quite as blustery or blowy as it has been at times during this first half. So maybe a good time for the Phoenix to have a corner that won't blow it away from their goal. Longo to take. A big cluster of Phoenix players wait at the far post. But it's coming short instead. Benaya Elliott back to Longo. Chipped high. And very hard to do something for Grace Jale there. It was a real moon ball up and under. Jale loves playing against Perth. 4 goals in 5 appearances, but bear in mind that 3 of those were in the calendar year 2022. She actually scored the first 3 times she faced the Glory. McCutcheon. Elliott. 1-on-1 against Chinema. Elliott's, well, done well to keep the ball initially, but Chinema takes the points by watching it out for a goal kick. And that will be the first cooling break of the game. Players can take a drink after 22 minutes. Got to say, you wouldn't know it's 32 degrees. The tempo of the game has been pretty high for the most part. There's been plenty of attacking intent from both sides. So let's recap what's happened so far. I think both teams will feel as though they've done more than enough to score a goal. Yet we have a 0-0 scoreline intact. This was Caitlin Douglas with a kind ricochet and just missed the late dip to bring that down before the crossbar of Carolina Villau. Then a corner kick that landed at the far post. Oni Zog was the closest player from Perth. Wasn't really a decisive goal-bound touch, though, more a cluster of Wellington players scrambling it away. Benaya Elliott here drew a save out of Miranda Templeman. Elliott shooting at what would have been her 4th goal of the season. And this was the big chance. Adelie Longo played it through for Olivia Ferguson. And your striker, well, you've got to bury him. You've got to at least make the keeper save. Big chance for the Phoenix. And then at the other end, Izzy Dalton. Kapow off the woodwork. It was given away by the Phoenix, and then Kelly Brown set up Izzy Dalton, who was luckless in that moment there. So who would be the happier of the 2 camps? I suspect a draw will satisfy neither team today. It's probably a decent point for the Phoenix if they were to leave with a draw, but not a good one. They would move to 21 with the Central Coast Mariners on 24. So the value of a win today is immense. So the drinks break went for about 2.5 minutes. That'll be tagged on to stoppage time at the end of this first half. Back underway. Series of ricochets, and both teams think it's their throw. Phoenix get the decision. Always a risk of a break in concentration after a stoppage like a cooling break. O'Donoghue, possession coughed up. Bracendale has to go backwards though. Kelly. Barry. A ponderous touch and then went lunging after a loose ball. There's a little gap. Perth can exploit it. Megan Wynn breaking down the right. Wynn lifts it across and too close to the keeper. Caitlin Douglas making a very late run. That was always going to be keeper's ball. Villau plucked it accordingly. Good confident goalkeeping. And a long clearance into the wind, no less, from Carolina Villau. Both teams' passing accuracy relatively high. They'd love to maintain that for the remainder of the game. Over 80% is always good areas. Ferguson, back to Wall. Jale. Inside it goes, first time shot. Side netting. A couple of hopeful, perhaps, Phoenix fans in the crowd went up cheering. Ferguson has put 2 shots wide in this game so far. That one from a far higher degree of difficulty than the previous chance. Templeman may argue that she had it covered had it not gone wide of the post. Here's McKenna. Kelly Brown. Kenzie Barry. Pressed her up. Knocked the ball away. Templeman, first time clearance. Barry and Brown resume their duel. McKenna trying to spin out of trouble. Has assistance in the form of Dalton. Naomi Chinema. The Phoenix are hunting the ball here. You can see we might be almost at half an hour on a warm day, but there's a bit of renewed vigour in their play. Chinema. The body language says it all. Not many passing avenues open at the moment. Phoenix trying to frustrate and trap the Glory. Chinema goes to O'Donoghue. And that's a really good play by Grace Johnston. Able to get behind the defence. Johnston with a deflection off Jaber out for a corner. And in the end, Perth's patience did pay off. And it was Grace Johnston who had the little touch just to open up the pitch and get away. Saw the body language of Chinema in the build-up there, how frustrated she was at there being no one open. And O'Donoghue found Johnston, who just gave Minaya Elliott the slip. And now a corner kick. Perth have lost Gabby Holler for the remainder of the season. She is a player who provided such a great aerial threat. She's out due to blood clotting, so not out there today, the American. Brown's corner. Well, Zog asks the question of the referee, was I fouled? Was I impeded? Molly Godsell says no. All the players shielding their eyes from the sun, and it's hard to see exactly what felled Oni Zog. At the moment passes without any further litigation. Longo. Through comes Wall. Nearly set Jale away. Zog made the intercept. Ball breaks into the middle. Dalton over to Tatham. Chinema. Possession won by McKenna. Now O'Donoghue. Stolen off her toes by the backtracking McCutcheon. McCutcheon finds Elliott. Elliott trying to emerge from midfield. Jale. Forward the cry from Paul Temple on the sidelines. Wants his team to be positive on the ball. So McCutcheon tried to get something going, but it's cleared away by Johnston. Barry. On the way back to Villau. Villau's clearance, less than convincing. Dalton, O'Donoghue, and the shot from Dalton! Perth Glory breakthrough! And with the wind at their backs, Perth Glory open the scoring through Izzy Dalton. Just her 3rd career goal. And they have been practicing the goal celebrations at the Glory. An excellent left-footed shot into the bottom right corner. And Sarah O'Donoghue gets herself an assist for her role in the build-up. Second goal of the season for Dalton. She scored against Canberra back in Unite round on neutral territory. And she gets to enjoy a goal in front of the home fans here, the co-captain. So the Phoenix have the gauntlet laid down to them. On the live table, this would leave them 4 points adrift of the top 6. And Perth Glory, by contrast, would be moving up to 15 points. And they hold on 9th place on the table. Glory want more. Here's Tatham. Turns onto her right, deflected cross. Chinema, brought down by O'Donoghue. Stephen Peters up walking around his technical area, feeling the energy of his players out there. Bit of adrenaline pumping now that they've got the lead. Kelly Brown, Tatham, now Wynn. Chinema. Douglas round the corner. Grace Johnston, first time cross. Kelly Brown. Ball skied by the clearance, not away by any stretch, and that header tamely out off Tatham. Tatham, who's in game 71 of her career today, never scored a Ninja A-League goal. Playing across the Brisbane Roar, Melbourne Victory, and now the Perth Glory. Referee is just checking that everything's all right with Tiana Jaber. She's got a smile on her face, which is good news. Jaber's about to jet off and play international football for Lebanon, one of the countries of her heritage. Very much Sydney born and raised, but has Lebanese and Italian heritage on the two sides of her family, and has got the call up from Lebanon in the past. Tatham heading away once again. A number of players who loves to play in zinc on the hot days. O'Donoghue. Back to Zog. Phoenix haven't really had a burst since going behind here. It's been Perth riding a bit of a wave of momentum rather than Wellington hitting back. Still got plenty of time before the break, though. Be a decent chunk of stoppage at the end of this first half. Here's Tatham. Asking a lot of Douglas, asking a little bit too much. Jale trying to find a way through. Templeman be perfectly happy to remain a spectator of the game in its current state. Clears at the last from Jale, and a good clearance to Wynn. Now Wynn has it all to do. Back to McKenna. Donahue, and now Johnston, bending ball, Mackenzie Barry, trusts the goalkeeper with a back pass, Douglas trying to close the angles, Kelly Brown came in late too, but composure from Villau. And jumping onto the pass again, Grace Johnston's been a ball of energy in this game, the Perth Glory left back, Chinema, now Tatham. Ball eventually finds its way out. We're in a bit of a dangerous period for the Wellington Phoenix. They have conceded 7 goals between the 30 and 45-minute marks this season, which is a league high. No team's conceded more, so these 15 minutes before half-time where they have, at least statistically, been at their most vulnerable. And they'd love to flip the script and hit back here. Here's Longo. Trying to do exactly that. Jaber getting forward. Gets across away, but that ding is hitting the stanchion and not the post behind the goal frame. Jaber's not really a wing-back, really more of a traditional full-back that can also play as part of a back three, so a rarity to see her maraud forward like that. Risky back pass, Chinema made it work. Manaia Elliott was in the vicinity, but Chinema willed herself onto the ball. Now Megan Wynn. Over the head of Brazendale, O'Donoghue, Tatham, sprayed a pass seemingly, but Grace Johnston is sprinting onto the ball. And Manaia Elliott is able to break even in the end, but I feel as though Manaia Elliott needs to step up in this duel against Grace Johnston, who is daring to venture into the attacking half on a more frequent basis to support Perth in attack, and you feel as though the one thing that might pin her back is if Manaia Elliott is keeping her accountable the other way. Here's Longo. Ferguson, given away by Jaber. Here's O'Donoghue, one assist already. Trying to turn provider again, laid back here, and off the crossbar again. This time it's Douglas foiled. The Perth Glory have hit the crossbar twice in this first half. And they still have the ball live at their feet. The goal scorer, Dalton. Tatham out to the right. Wynn made ground. Assistant referee unmoved, doesn't raise the flag, and so a 1-2 here with Dalton. Megan Wynn digging deep, and Lara Wall led her to the ball, but it's going to be Perth's possession. Wynn is down. You can see how heavily bandaged that right knee is, but let's come back to this chance here. Caitlin Douglas off Dalton's pass, and then into the crossbar. It's 2 chances for Douglas in this first half. And it looks as though the end result has been a goal kick. Apologies to any Perth fans if I got your hopes up. It is Wellington ball. McKenna. Kelly backtracking. There's the shot count, 12 in total. Perth with the one decisive moment in the game. Megan Wynn is a bit of a long throw specialist. You can see how heavily bandaged that right knee is. I have no doubt it's limiting her pace as well. You can see her striving so often, Megan Wynn. Just can't maybe run as fast as she would if she wasn't curtailed by injury. As we see that throw headed back to the goalkeeper, Villau. Longo ducking and weaving. Manaia Elliott. A return pass for Longo was overhit. Chinema's ball. Chinema breaks out to the corner, asking a lot of Johnston. That was a hot potato. And now Longo, McCutcheon blocked away by Tatham. Phoenix sensing a chance here. A little bit of ragged Perth defending. Can they capitalise? Elliott, saved by Templeman. And that shot ended up honing in on the goalkeeper, rather than really making Templeman work. But encouraging signs for Wellington. It's a great little pass from Ferguson. Twisting around the corner there. Manaia Elliott only succeeded in picking out the goalie. And again, the press is on, and the Phoenix pursuit of an equaliser seems to have gone up a gear. Bit of a tangle off the ball here. Referee pays no attention to it. Solid header from Zog. Body check on O'Donoghue's drawn the attention of the home fans, and eventually agreement from the referee. It's been a very promising showing from Sarah O'Donoghue, the young Queenslander. She got a handful of games for her home state team, the Brisbane Roar, before moving around the country. She's played in Melbourne in the NPL. She's now playing in Perth. She had been part of the young Matildas when she was age eligible. 19 years old now, Sarah O'Donoghue. So, a long-range free kick for Perth. Dalton. And a shove in the penalty area. The ball goes wide. And what's the call? Goal kick. Well, it was physical defending, physical attacking from Oni Zog, who we had seen appealing to the referee earlier in the half under a corner. This time it was Kelly coming through, but the referee saw nothing wrong with it. Just a good, desperate contest for the ball. Now another pile-up of bodies, and this time Phoenix get the free kick. Tatham down here. The trainer is going to be called, so has blood been drawn here for Nat Tatham, or is it going to be a concussion check? Here comes the doctor. So this is going to add to stoppage time at the end of the first half. We already had a drinks break midway through the half. Here's another look at two Perth players. It was impact with Chinema more than with Jale that caused the issues, but it seems to be all smiles between the physio and Nat Tatham, so hopefully that's a good sign that she's okay to continue in the game. You'd certainly rather your physio be laughing than frowning when they lead a player off the pitch. Here's the resulting free kick for Wellington. Sits up at the byline. McKenna got to deal with the presence of Jale. The home crowd appreciates her clearance to the safety of the touchline. Tatham back on, 11 versus 11 restored. Big tackle coming in from Dalton, wins possession away. Zog. A hospital pass, but Longo not able to keep the ball. Chinema trying to pick again. 3 additional minutes to end the first half. Phoenix have won possession back. Longo. Still Longo. Ferguson! The equaliser for the Phoenix! And redemption for Olivia Ferguson. Brilliant run from Longo. And Ferguson had to finish and did. Put it across the keeper. And into the back of the net for her third of the campaign. And that will be sweet, sweet relief. Look at the powwow going on there between Annalie Longo and Olivia Ferguson. It's 1-1 at the Sam Kerr Football Centre. And you, instead of broad smiles, it is just deep breaths. And thank goodness, when you're a striker and your job's to score goals, it can really weigh on you when you go a long time without one. But Ferguson makes it 2-2 against the Perth Glory. Makes up for a big miss earlier in the half. Glory trying to restore their lead in first half stoppage time here. Cleared away by Wall. We've had 1 of 3 additional minutes. Paul Temple, that will change the halftime team talk for sure. Clearing header from Wall. Jale. Pattern of throw-in clearance. Glory do something different. Doesn't look like they can. Wall, again, cleared. And this time, Phoenix throw. Will they lock things down for the final 60 seconds? Stephen Peters. What's going through his head now that his team hasn't been able to manage the lead until half-time? Wall goes for distance. The wind has picked back up. You see it drop with a bit of backspin. Ferguson loses out to O'Donoghue. Now Zog. Elliott lays it out into space. Jale is being led to the ball by McKenna. Back pass to Templeman. And Templeman onto the head of Kelly, but it doesn't go where the American defender was hoping. Popped over the top was Douglas onside. She takes possession. Douglas lays it on. O'Donoghue, still O'Donoghue, wide of the target. And that might be the final act of the first half. Sarah O'Donoghue just not able to get any bend on that shot. Caitlin Douglas was onside, and then O'Donoghue looking up at Mackenzie Barry. It went well wide of the post in the end. Maybe a handful of seconds beyond the 3 minutes then. Isn't enough time for either team to get out of midfield. Annalie Longo, the player to make it happen. Puts it out in front of Mania Elliott. What a finish to the first half this would be! Off the crossbar and over. Well, a blockbuster end to the first half. The whistle goes, and Mania Elliott is foiled by the width of the crossbar. And Wellington Phoenix finished that half with an absolute blaze, scoring the equaliser and very nearly taking the lead. And the distance derby has plenty to offer in the second 45. It's been compelling stuff so far. Perth took the lead through Izzy Dalton. Wellington equalised through Olivia Ferguson. Everyone's going to rehydrate and come back out to sort out this game, the final game of round 16 in the Ninja A-League. Half-time, Perth Glory 1, Wellington Phoenix 1.
Is it going? Is it in that state? Looking at the goal.
experience. Find it on the App Store or get it on Google Play.
The Mini Roos are having their run around out on the Sam Kerr Football Centre, where the score at half-time is Perth Glory 1, Wellington Phoenix 1. And a good crowd in as well. They were hoping that Perth Glory might hold that lead until half-time, but a stoppage time equaliser means that it is parity at the break. So let's take a look at how we got here with some of the match highlights from that first 45. We start with this series of ricochets that fell kindly to Caitlin Douglas, looking for her fourth goal in 7 games, but put it just over the crossbar. Benaya Elliott then drew a save out of Miranda Templeman, who's in for the injured Casey Dumont. Olivia Ferguson put this chance wide, but there would be more to Ferguson's story as the half went on. And then Izzy Dalton sliding in off the crossbar. That one came back with a vengeance. And Dalton, well, that wouldn't be the last we'd hear from her in the half either. A hurried clearance here by Villau. It fell straight to Izzy Dalton. A 1-2 with Sarah O'Donoghue, and then a very nice left-footed finish. Got the angles absolutely perfect. And a second goal of the season and third goal of career. And whatever they were doing at the Perth Glory training ground, it came out on match day there for Izzy Dalton. Caitlin Douglas could have made it 2. Ball hit the crossbar and came ricocheting back, so a nearly half for Douglas, not to be. And then a big penalty shout here for Oni Zog after Olivia Kelly got her in the back, but it was Annalie Longo laying off the assist for Olivia Ferguson, and that drew the game level 1-1. First half stoppage time when the equaliser came. Third goal of the season for the English striker. And she ran straight to Annalie Longo to say thank you. And then at the end of the half, Benaya Elliott could have sent Wellington into the rooms in front. Instead, it hit back off the crossbar. So let's take a look at the numbers. Perth are dominating possession, but as you can see, 9 shots apiece, and Phoenix with 1 extra on target. So those are the numbers. Don't forget the Matildas are about to jet off to America for the She Believes Cup, and interim coach Tom Samani was good enough to join us on Dub Zone.
Well, let's go from the young Matildas to the Matildas and make welcome a very special guest, CommBank Matildas interim coach Tommy Samani. Welcome to Dub Zone.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Great to be here.
You've recently selected the squad for She Believes, which you'll head into camp very shortly. Tell us about the makeup of the squad and some of those big changes.
Well, it's like any squad. There's a bit of balance of everything. We're obviously trying to look at some new players, some players who are doing well in the A-League Women and bring them in. But at the same time, obviously, we want to keep the stable core of the squad, particularly for a tournament such as this.
Tommy, wonderful to see Holly McNamara in the Matildas squad. Of course, she's been managed really well by Melbourne City. Can you tell us about how you're going to manage her equally as well coming into the Matildas camp?
Well, you know, fortunately these days we've got extremely good, as we've had for some time, I may add, some really good medical staff and sports science staff. So, you know, they'll be in touch with Melbourne City, and they'll be, you know, we'll make sure that we look after her. Everybody wants her healthy.
She had a cracking weekend, Tommy, which, you know, she's been able to hit the back of the net a few times since coming back. It must be really pleasing to see her playing well. But you've also selected 5 other A-League players in the squad. What does that say about the standard of the competition this year?
Well, look, the standard of the competition, you know, given all the circumstances and the actual competition that we have from players going to Europe and other parts of the world, the competition is still very good. And I think the key thing, though, when you're looking at national team players, you're looking at players individually. So, you know, within the A-League Women, there are some very good individual players and some very talented players coming through our system.
Tom, tell us about your communication with Tash Pryor since the last time the Matildas were in camp, because she got sent off and missed a couple of games suspended. She suffered a head clash, which was, in her words, mainly a blow to the nose, and then missed a game in addition to being subbed off early. What has your communication with Tash been like, given that she made such a great impression on Matilda's debut, but has had on and off performances and appearances ever since the camp was last held?
Well, I think she was a wee bit unlucky with the send-off, first and foremost. And as I say, I spoke to her after the concussion, and she was perfectly lucid, so I knew it wasn't too bad. And but she's a resilient character. She's a mature player, although she's obviously new to the national team. She's been in and around the structure for a long time after having some time off. And as I say, she's not sort of a very young player who have got some of those anxieties. She's a mature player on the field, and she's a very mature person off the field.
And Tommy, of course, with every squad chosen, there's a few players who do miss out on selection. What has the conversation been like with some of those A-League based players who haven't made this cut?
I've spoken to a couple of players. The challenge now, it's a good question, that, Grace. The challenge is now actually being able to speak to the players, because we've got such a big pool of players that it's difficult to get round everybody and give everybody, satisfactory information. You sort of do that as best you can. But the reality is we've got a big squad, a competitive squad, and I think, as you've seen over the last 6 months, we have sort of given opportunities to players. So the things that I would say generically to players who maybe haven't made this particular squad is that they have to keep turning up, keep performing well, and just keep doing the job as best they can, because football has a strange way of changing very quickly.
Let's find out a little bit more about one of our Ninja A-League stars, M. Gielnik, in another edition of Ninja Express.
If I wasn't a footballer, I'd be a boxer. I think might be either the goal I scored against Sydney on a cutback last season, or the halfway goal against Western Sydney Wanderers.
Gielnik catches Collins off her line. Incredible! Emily Gielnik making the ultimate statement.
It would definitely be Alana Murph, because she is just a creative genius. Her footwork and her ability to get tied off players and just turn off anyone, it's insane. Like, I actually fall over watching her and I'm 20 metres away, so good for her. Honestly, right now with me getting older, it's just to stay healthy and fit, and go to at least one more World Cup or an Olympics. To not compare myself to other players in my position. Right now, and has been for this last 2 years, is definitely Coco Bella. Coconut water, staying hydrated, and lately I've been doing a chicken toasty, which is really strange for me, but that's what's happening. Do what you love, so if you love to do it and you want to be a professional, just go out there and train and make sure you enjoy it.
Live pictures from the Sam Kerr Football Centre. We're at half-time. It is 1-1 between Perth Glory and Wellington Phoenix. These two have never played a draw. The head-to-head is 4 Perth wins, and then in the most recent 3 meetings, 3 Wellington wins. And the stoppage time equaliser coming for Wellington before the break has Paul Temple, jacket on, and his assistant coach Amy Shepherd probably feeling a lot more confident about winning the distance derby away in Perth for the 2nd season in a row. What does Stephen Peters have in store from the Perth Glory bench? Back underway, and the ball straight into touch from kickoff. There would be a number of fans of other teams keenly watching on. Canberra fans, Central Coast fans, Brisbane fans, Western United fans, all hoping that Perth win or at least get a draw today, because that would halt Wellington's climb back up to contending for the top 6. So it's so much more than just Perth and Wellington fans invested in this one. Phoenix, not an uncommon feeling for them to believe that the entirety of Australia is against them. It's not just the Glory they're playing today, it's about 4 other teams as well in this incredibly tight battle for final spots in the Ninja A-League. Got an early throw in here. Lara Wall strikes the cross through the penalty area. Mania Elliott takes over possession. McCutcheon made a run. Elliott just drifted it into the hands of Miranda Templeman. If you have joined us during the half-time break, Casey Dumont ruled out with an Achilles injury, but she was still able to do the goalkeeper's warm-up along with Jessica Skinner, who's on the bench today, and Templeman, who's starting. So she'll go for scans, and we are assured that it is not a season-ending injury for Casey Dumont. It does mean that Templeman's back in for the first time since November today. Here's McCutcheon. Throwing down the line. Elliott. Dalton won the ball away from McCutcheon. Brazendale. And Jaber given away. Chinema. Templeman presents it straight to Ferguson. And then it just caught a deflection to take the juice out of it. And Oni Zog clears it away. Hard and mount stuff from the Perth Glory keeper in defence. Randy Templeman struck it first time, straight to Ferguson, and then made a measure of amends by saving the ball when it was shot back at her. Brazendale. In a 1-on-2. McKenna trying to pick her pocket. It'll be a Phoenix throw-in. Just how ring-rusty is Miranda Templeman. Of course, the training environment meant she would have been keeping goal every day since the 15th of November, when she last played in a Ninja A-League match. But you saw there the shakiness, playing the ball out from the back, passing it straight to the oncoming striker. Brazendale. Jale. Elliott rolling into the middle. Longo keeps the relay going. Just to the, not to the advantage of Wall. Right-footed cross. Headed away by Chinema. O'Donoghue. Running out towards the line and doing well to win a throw-in. Daisy Brazendale in for Alyssa Wynnum this week, who was left at home in New Zealand as a precaution, having shown concussion-like symptoms. O'Donoghue. Nutmegs McCutcheon. Tatham. Over to Wynn. Megan Wynn. Wants McKenna to go on the right flank, and McKenna does. First time ball is a good one. Kelly Brown can't take possession. Mackenzie Barry sweeps it away. So Megan Wynn gets to show us that long throw once again. Long run up, hurls it to the edge of the 6-yard box where Kelly heads clear. McCutcheon. Striding into midfield. Maya McCutcheon. Quick 1-2 with Longo. Now Jaber. It's Tiana Jaber getting forward. Sends it out to the right. Elliott, Ferguson. And eventually Glory put a boot on the ball. Wall. Little pop header up and under. Jale backtracking with some physicality. Wall. And then Jale misses the touch and the attack breaks down. McCutcheon out into open space for Jaber. No hurry. Decides to go for a long pass though. Zog puts the ball up to Ferguson. McCutcheon, Ferguson, slick 1-2. McCutcheon now asking a lot of Elliott, hard against the line. Doubles back to the top of the box, but misses Brazendale with the pass. Brazendale, saw Kelly getting forward there, but that option ignored. Jaber instead. Now McCutcheon directing traffic. Ran into trouble, ran out of it. Longo, passing around at the edge of the box. Turns and faces Chinema. Longo, trying to find a path to goal. Little drag step, gets across away and then cleared. There's good hustle there from Longo. Already has 4 assists, a team high to her name, was looking for number 5. There's a look at the Glory bench. Yet to activate any of their substitutions. I do wonder if a player like Sarah O'Donoghue can go the 90. He's on the comeback trail from an injury. Here's McKenna. Elliott running onto the throw-in. Back to Jale, cross-blocked immediately. Do Wellington have a long throw specialist in the mould of Megan Wynn? Jale's been told to leave it. Be Tiana Jaber. She got in store here. Jaber does go for distance, but it doesn't clear Chinema. An exchange of headers. And then Douglas puts it back out from whence it came. Longo. Shinned away by Zog. Only as far as Jaber. Phoenix on top territorially. Can they turn it into a shot on goal? Lara Wall out of the shadows. It's going to bounce to the edge of the box. Ferguson snapshot, no real power, just a drifter. They did create a shot in the end, Wellington, but it wasn't a good one. They'll be hoping for better if they're going to have Perth Glory pinned back in their defensive third, as is the case at the moment. Perth Glory just need to clear their lines. Brandon Templeman isn't going for distance though. McKenna down the wing. Tatham. Both teams think it's theirs. Lara Wall was absolutely convinced it was a Phoenix ball, but the flag points Perth's way instead. Wall. McCutcheon. Sorry, Jale, I should say. Ferguson. Not quite knocked off the ball.
Keep playing, keep playing.
Physical stuff out there. Brazendale. McCutcheon couldn't take possession. Elliott. Jaber on the overlap. Jaber takes the game on, tries to get the better of Johnston and does, but the cross wasn't able to match. Chinema's clearance, well, hurried towards the byline. Perth seemingly wanting to clear at all costs, even if it meant conceding a corner. Paul Temple continues to work over the chewing gum. No shouts from him for now. Probably quite happy with how his team has Perth Glory back on their goal line at the moment. Just a second corner of the game. Menai Elliott find the right cross. And it comes, a deflection or two. Brazendale and cleared off the line. O'Donoghue was there. Kelly jumped in, couldn't trap the ball in the penalty area. Perth looking to launch a full field counter. Brown, and way too far out in front of Megan Wynn. Well, it was a scrappy corner because it didn't get clean contact there. Mackenzie Barry was flying. Brazendale was there. There was a bit of byplay between Ferguson and the goalkeeper. And ultimately, it was Sarah O'Donoghue who managed to get the ball away.
Come on.
Is that Perth done weathering the storm? Can they build into this second half? With Phoenix going to turn the heat right back up again. McKenna. Brown's pass, intercepted by Kelly. Wynn dispossesses Kelly. McCutcheon. Elliott. Jale. Back to Menai Elliott. Grace Jale on the wing. Inside for McCutcheon. Jale. Longo. Lara Wall. And the cross, a real letdown. That's where they need one that's on the money. It was a really promising build-up from the Wellington Phoenix, a lengthy string of passes. And when it came to the money ball that had to land on the head of a teammate, it sailed well wide of all of them. Templeman's goal kick. It's going to tumble into the attacking half. Kelly Brown will win the duel against Jaber. Win from a standing start. O'Donoghue moving. Tatham. Win. Nat Tatham continued the run. Brazendale clears to safety. The shadows are creeping a lot further across the ground to the left of screen than they are over on the right, as you can see, due to the placement of the stand at the Sam Kerr Football Centre. Here's O'Donoghue winning a corner kick. Brazendale got the last touch. So it will be a number of players looking into the sun, shielding their eyes here. Carolina Villau, the most important of them. We get so used to watching Casey Dumont wearing the peaked cap in these Perth Glory home games, but visiting goalkeepers tend not to opt for it. Corner for Dalton. And the referee's whistling. This will be a dead ball. Godsell wants to go in and have a chat to Caitlin Douglas about the byplay going on between her and Menai Elliott and the goalkeeper. Everyone jostling for position. Dalton's corner. And it falls on the goal line and is cleared. Tatham blocked away. Well, it was two Wellington players booting it into each other across the goal line. No one from Perth there, just to toe bash it over the line. Can they go again? O'Donoghue, Dalton. She never set herself, but Elliott able to clear. Elliott chases it out to the line. Now down the line to no one in particular. Tatham will sweep onto the loose ball. .60 minutes crossed. Half-time score of 1-1 remains. And a foul here against Kelly. So this was goal line desperation. It was Jaber and Ferguson booting it into each other. And then eventually they cleared it away. Absolute chaos. And look at the shove there from Villau. Shoved her own teammate. See that every day. Here's a free kick for the Glory. It's sliding on, and Nat Tatham, who maybe she said herself, said today's the day I'm going to score that first goal. She was the closest to it, and it just kept bouncing through the penalty area. So the Glory, maybe they have weathered the storm from the Phoenix, because they seem to be swinging the momentum of general play. Tatham has headed that quite awkwardly, and you suspect this is going to be the trainer called on here. She went into that header. Let's take another look at Tatham trying to attack just a moment ago, but that ball's at an awkward height. It's almost at hip level. So if you're not already shaping for a volley, it is going to get the better of you. And it looks as though, even though I don't believe this is the scheduled drinks break, both teams are going to run over to the sidelines regardless. That's another look. If you get it wrong, it can be very painful, it can be awkward, and it can leave you seeing stars. So the discussion between Nat Tatham and the physio continues, and the doctor has made his way out now as well. Those are Nat Tatham's numbers today. Wellington next week have got Adelaide United. For the third time this season, of course, they met in Unite round. Perth Glory's next match is against the Newcastle Jets, so they would be well aware that facing any other team in the bottom four, this mini league of sorts that is starting to form, they would fancy themselves in that contest. But there's still plenty of this game to play out. Paul Temple and Annalie Longo having a powwow. Looks like it's a icy pole for Daisy Brazendale and Olivia Ferguson there on the sidelines. Good prep by Phoenix as the away team. Tatham's back up, seemingly okay to continue. There's going to be a change though, and it's Ella Abdul-Masih, the hero of Perth's home win against the Brisbane Roar, who is coming on, and she's going to replace Caitlin Douglas. As far as injury replacement spells go, this has been a pretty spectacular one from Caitlin Douglas. 7 appearances, 3 goals, including a double against the Brisbane Roar. And I reckon she'll be the toast of her students when she goes back to teaching. On comes the youngster Abdul-Masih, only 18 years old, making career appearance number 32. That's what can happen when you debut as a 15-year-old. So, back underway. O'Donoghue wants to steer the ball out to the left flank. Abdul-Masih, first touch, straight into the game. Rolling away from trouble. Can't keep possession there, though. Kelly and McCutcheon protecting the ball. Ball stolen away. McCutcheon caught in possession. Abdul-Masih bouncing up. Perhaps thought there should have been a card to go with it. For the Glory, have a free kick, and you don't see this too often. Maya McCutcheon just flat out caught in possession and committing a foul as Abdul-Masih tried to run away. It's a free kick in a very dangerous position. Dalton and Abdul-Masih, the two players over the free kick. Dalton, the right-footed option. Abdul-Masih, the left. It will be Dalton. And with one bounce, it just catches the side netting on its way past the goal frame. With Perth having acted first, Wellington are going to have a response of their own. Mania Elliott is coming off for Zoe McMeekin, who comes on for career appearance number 50 for the Wellington Phoenix. And Emma Main is coming on for Daisy Brazendale. Main, who last scored on the 9th of January in the 3-0 win away against the Western Sydney Wanderers. So she'd be hoping to find the back of the net for the first time in 5 weeks. Congratulations to Zoe McMeekin. I'm sure next time the Phoenix play at Pororua Park, she'll have a presentation waiting for her, becoming the latest Phoenix player to reach that 50-game milestone. She's been out of the team for a few weeks, though, so it's been a little bit longer coming. And she's on now, the number 2, with an important role to play. Crossfield ball here for the Glory. McKenna against Wall. Wall braced for contact and wins the throw. Longo. Jale. Longo couldn't find the touch there. Bilal gets lots of distance on the clearance. Zog in position, boots it away. See Wall is quickly up to try and take the throw. Bit of conjecture over whose ball. Both teams at a loss. Watch this space. The referee's calling for the mandatory drinks break now. Of course, we had an unscheduled one about 5 minutes ago while Nat Tatham was being treated, but if you have a drinks break in the first half, you have to have one in the second, and you generally have to have it at around a quarter mark, in this case the 3/4 mark of the game. So, doubles as a strategic timeout for both coaches. Perth Glory's remaining subs they have available to them are Miku Sanaga, the attacking midfielder, Morgan Roberts, the pacey winger, and Charlie Wainwright, who's more of a central midfielder. There's Casey Dumont in the stands today, but enjoying watching her teammates. And the remaining subs for Wellington Phoenix, Amelia Abbott, who's the versatile defender. Ella Jerez, the youngster who only made her debut last week at 17 years of age. They've already brought on Emma Main and Zoe McMeekin. So the cooling break maybe a little shorter than you might have expected due to that injury break. Only 5 minutes earlier, but you see the shadows have crept almost all the way across the pitch to the outer side. The end that the Phoenix are attacking. Here's Longo. Legged by O'Donoghue, and you heard a cry of anguish there from Longo after getting a kick to the ankle. Even a veteran like Longo knows that those hurt. So this This is interesting. A mid-range free kick here, but Phoenix aren't sending Kelly forward. They want Kelly to take it. They have sent Mackenzie Barry forward, though. Kelly, just a drifter. Headed away by Tatham. McCutcheon. My McCutcheon. It's a Perth free kick. So we tick into the final 20 minutes of regulation. A match that has ramifications well beyond these two teams. 4 teams battling for the remaining spots in the top 6, all eagerly watching on. Longo clips it into space. Chinema met by McMeekin, then cleared away by Zog. Ball volleyed on. Kelly Brown up against Mackenzie Barry. Switching flanks. Megan Wynn puts it back into the middle, and it's in! Perth take the lead! Megan Wynn's cross has been turned in, and Perth Glory, with 20 minutes of this one to go, are back in front. And it doesn't look like Kelly Brown is claiming it. It may well go down as an own goal for Tiana Jaber. Wynn, who's yet to open her account, but that'll go down as her assist. And it's horrendous luck for the Phoenix as they fall 2-1 behind. And if they do harbour ambitions of winning today, it's going to take a big turnaround. No real celebration from Kelly Brown. It's an own goal for Tiana Jaber. As much as the Kiwi striker would love to have scored against her former team, she's been very honest that she didn't get the last touch. A sub here, Sarah O'Donoghue comes off after a very impressive shift, and on comes youngster Charlie Wainwright. So 19-year-old O'Donoghue replaced by 20-year-old Wainwright out of the Perth Soccer Club, making just her 12th appearance of her first Ninja A-League campaign. Wellington looking to hit back straight from kickoff. Tatham. Long ball from Abdul Massi. Away goes Kelly Brown, and the whistle goes.
Confirmation of the substitution for your Perth Glory, number 19, Sarah O'Donoghue, replaced by number 27, Charlie Wainwright.
McMeekin's throw. Ferguson. Phoenix, well, they took the throw, and you heard shouts of get up, but the referee showing some charity here to Grace Johnston, checking on her. Johnston's okay to go, so the Phoenix get to take the throw in again. McMeekin to Longo. McMeekin stuck in a 1-on-2, and this time it's Perth's throw. Phoenix need a spark from somewhere. Throwing down the line. Just headed away by Zoe McMeekin. Tension on the face of Stephen Peters. You wouldn't know it's his team in the lead. Dalton, McKenna. Wynn. First time cross, blocked away by Kelly, out for a throw. That might prompt a Megan Wynn long throw, wait and see. Wynn does go for distance. Flicked on, Abdul Massi in the area. Mackenzie Barry wins it away. McMeekin. Rangy pass out to Emma Main. Cut back inside. McMeekin. And it just beats the run of Jale. That'll go out. Wind at the backs of Wellington in this half for a goal kick. Amy Shepherd offering some thoughts to Paul Temple, the brains trust of the Phoenix. Press works here. Possession with Lara Wall, leading 2 Glory players to the byline and then hugged that line a little too closely. And Amanda Templeman able to gather. 15 minutes of regulation to go. Who can put a foot on the ball? Tatham doesn't mind the back and forth continuing. Can McMeekin bring it under control? She can. Main, back to McMeekin. McCutcheon. Kelly. Sends it out to the left. Wall has got Longo on. Annalie Longo moving between the lines. Clips it into the box. And cleared by Chinema. And then booted away by Tatham. Well, they changed the pace of the attack there, Wellington. Annalie Longo looks like the player most likely to make something happen. Jale caught in possession here, though. Perth trying to flip the field. They won't get the chance. McCutcheon and Kelly combine. Oh, and then a missed touch from Wall. Stephen Peters in the ear of his young defender, McKenna. But let's look at this cross from Longo. And, well, it almost hit the back of Main's head. Chinema was right there on her case. Here's Chinema again. Abdul Massi round the corner. Kelly Brown. Barry lunges in for the ball, but it only goes as far as Wainwright. And now Abdul Massi can face. Overlap on the left. Here comes Johnston. Shouts for handball outside the penalty area are heeded by the referee. And it's a close range free kick. Zoe McMeekin had an outstretched arm. Grace Johnston found it with the cross. You can understand why there weren't any arguments there. So a tight angle. Kelly Brown and Ella Abdul Massi over the free kick. Has Kelly Brown got something special from an acute angle here? He's going to drift it in and straight onto the head of McCutcheon. Can Phoenix go end to end? They can't. Blocked by McKenna. It'll sit up and Vilau's out. Off the woodwork from Zog and then the follow-up wide from Wynn. And that was Glory's chance to have a 2-goal buffer. It was not the most venomous free kick from Kelly Brown, but it was the follow-ups which caused chaos. Really not sure why Villau didn't just grab the ball, but Zog put it into the woodwork and then Wynn broke a little bit straight and out of went. Phoenix are making an aggressive change here. Ella Jerez is coming on for Tiana Jaber. So a midfielder seems to be coming on for a defender. We'll see what other switches that makes, but Jerez from Whangarei, the 17-year-old, was most recently at Western Springs before joining the Phoenix Academy. Here she is in just her second appearance. Can a bit of youthful exuberance lift Wellington and get them back in the game? You wonder what minute Perth Glory might drop anchor and start thinking about defending this 2-1 lead to the finish line. They were agonisingly close to a third goal just a moment ago. Missed pass here from McKenna. Barry. McCutcheon. Wynn. Loses out to Jale, but Jale can't keep it in. Well, Jale's wasting her own time kicking the ball away there. Wellington are the ones that need to keep the tempo high. A draw is only so good for them. They would love to keep hope alive that they can score twice and win. Jerez. Wall. Chinham. Zog. Sam Wynn with the pass, but Wall took possession and Megan Wynn then committed a foul. Pretty easy decision. Lots of shouting going on as Perth organised behind the defence here. Phoenix, though, they're going backwards. Villau. Goes for distance out to the right flank. Emma Main. Leaves it with McMeekin. McMeekin, a tumbling ball, dealt with by Zog. Zog to win. McKenna. Sets a task for Wainwright, and Wainwright is caught by Jale. However, it will be a Perth throw. And headed out by Wall, so Perth happy to hug the line. See the passing accuracy, Perth have maintained it at a pretty high standard. It was 82 to 80 last time we checked on it. Great first touch, wins a foul. Tatum shows the ball to the referee, but it's not the most compelling argument. The free kick's been given. McMeekin has to double back to chase her first touch. Jale. To go backwards. Where is Longo is probably the question that most of the Phoenix midfield are asking. That pass straight down to Templeman. Templeman by play in the extreme, and yet she has lured in Ferguson for a booking. Grabbed Templeman, who was trying to waste split seconds by hovering over this ball, and just waited, and then at the very last, and then, well, that's a pretty good sell of the contact there. And Ferguson becomes the first player in Molly Godsell's book for the game. Temple is unmoved on the sidelines. Ferguson with a rueful shake of the head. Templeman's receiving treatment here. I wonder if that landing has given her a bit of whiplash. Young goalkeeper on the bench, Jessica Skinner, is 17 years old. The Western Australian NTC is yet to make her Ninja A-League debut. Templeman might be okay. You can see a little bandage around the left knee, though. She's going to wave her defenders out and go for distance. Back live. Flick header on as far as Barry. Longo. Kelly to Longo. Roaming through midfield, deflected pass. Perth trying to capitalise. Grace Johnston, very pacey. Sends it out to the left. Abdul Massi. Kelly Brown. Steers it back. Wainwright. Brown. Neat turn. Kelly Brown in at the near post, too close to the keeper. Held in front of the eyes by Villau. She goes for distance. Hard one headed from Tatham. We saw how that affected her earlier in the half, but she's okay here, willing herself onto the ball. Now Abdul Massi. Brown. Makes it back out to the left. Ella Abdul Massi. Too early to go to the corner for glory. Wainwright. They're happy to keep possession, though, the home side. McMeekin. In front of Ella Jerez. And the young sub do. Tangle of legs. And the throw-in going Wellington's way. Here's another look at how Tatham, even on the ground, was able to get back in the battle there and scuff it out. Nothing coming easy for Wellington at the moment. Every touch of the ball is seemingly being harassed and hurried. Great challenge by McKenna. Win feigning ignorance of where the throw-in is to be taken from. Bit of multi-ball. And now McKenna to take the restart. Tian McKenna, long ball. A handball seemingly by Kelly Brown. Time fast becoming the enemy of the Phoenix. It's Perth's friend at the moment. 4 minutes of regulation. There was a drinks break in the half. We have had a couple of breaks for players to receive treatment. Collision at the edge of the box and lots of shouting on the sidelines, but no whistle. Main's not happy. Paul Temple's not happy. It's no doubt the first time he's met the fourth official, Niall Gilmore, today. Those two having a quick word to each other. Jale's header. McKenna. Let's go. Win. Down the line, on it bounces Kelly. Black, free kick. Some could think that the Phoenix are getting very distracted by all of the stalling tactics of the Glory. Can they let their football do the talking? Jerez up against Tatham. Tatham refusing to be beaten. They are level with the box now, Wellington, down the right end. As far as they are concerned, Jerez stepping out of trouble. Longo, back to McMeekin. McCutcheon, still McCutcheon. Ferguson went to ground. Zog, her marker there. Jale braces for contact. She's got the ball trapped between her legs. And the infringement has been given against her, and there's a bit more of a blow-up. Here's what happened. She pushed by Kelly Brown. Referee didn't seem to think so. So it's a Perth free kick. Zog. As far as McCutcheon. Johnston. The ball is kept in by McMeekin right down at the line. Jerez. Tatham's not let her have any room to breathe since coming off the bench. She escaped Nat Tatham here. Now she's got Ella Abdulmasih to deal with as well. Wainwright. Abdulmasih. It's not happening at breakneck speed, but it is happening for the Glory. They're just keeping the ball down in their attacking half, and now they are going down to the corner. Johnston to take the throw-in. Abdulmasih. Meekin and Jerez trying to extract the ball away. And eventually the referee's whistle goes, it's a Phoenix ball. But they've only got 30 seconds of regulation left, and then we find out How many minutes of stoppage time? Maya McCutcheon goes for distance over the restart. It's out for a Phoenix throw. Jale hurls it down the line. Chinema repels with a header. And then Wainwright boots it out over the interior fence. 6 additional minutes. Plenty of time for Wellington. Still a long time to go for Perth if their only plan from here is to run it to the corner. Beacon's throw. Gerrans booted away. Barry leads Brown to the ball. Kelly, Brown nicked in. Wynn rising to a sprint, has got Wall and she shrugs her. Plays it to Kelly Brown. The return pass catches a deflection off Jale. Wall facing the wrong way. Barry awkwardly round the corner. Longo goes to ground. Dalton. And Dalton, rather than go for the penalty area, takes it to the opposite corner. Phoenix extract the ball. 1 of 6 additional minutes down. Can they break into space here, Wellington? Jerez. It's going to fall kindly for Jale. Pops it over the top. Emma Main. Can she take possession? Main steadies and it's cleared. Covering defenders closed in and booted it away. Stephen Peters steering all his glory players out there. Ferguson a scuffed cross and cleared by Zog. Phoenix have got it down at their attacking end. Will it have the momentum to run out? McKenna's not taking any risks. Turns and boots it away.
Keep the pressure up, come on!
Jerez loses out to Kelly Brown. Chipped on by Abdul Massi. Mackenzie Barry's the only defender back. Trying to take possession here, under pressure from Brown. Twisting and turning and ends up using her goalkeeper. Villau. Clearance onto the head of Main. Ferguson running on against Zog. Zog not decisive with the clearance, but across comes McKenna to help out. And Tian McKenna finds Grace Johnston, and then Johnston wins a throw. And the home fans applaud.
Molly, can we get the salt now? You want it now, yeah? Thank you.
And there's going to be a substitution here just to wind a little bit more clock. Megan Wynn is coming off for Miku Sanaga. Kelly Brown is coming off as part of a double change. Morgan Roberts is coming on for the first time since the 27th of December. So she's been sparingly used in recent weeks, but Sunaga, the Japanese national attacking midfielder, comes on, and Roberts, nominally a winger, is going to come on here, and it's all smiles from Kelly Brown as she makes her way to the bench, and on comes Roberts for her 6th appearance, the injury replacement player. So, half of stoppage time has expired. Tag on another 30 seconds or maybe more for that double sub. Barry. Kelly against the new sub Sunaga. Wall able to shrug McKenna. Lara Wall, can she get the step right for a cross? And Ferguson heads it wide. Oh, it was a teasing ball. Ferguson still some distance from the target though. It would have needed a special header from that range and it went wide. 2 minutes of the original 6 to go. .25 total shots in the game. Perth ahead 2 goals to 1. Jalen leaves it for Kelly. Ferguson against Zog. Zog goes to the line. Wall can't keep it in. Tian McKenna. Roberts, fresh off the bench. Moving a handful for Kelly. Now Barry. She was fouled, advantage given. No time to waste for McCutcheon. As we tick into the 6th minute of additional time, McCutcheon's path is blocked. Ball finds its way out. Our Perth Glory now able to manage this to the finish. Phoenix, can they even manufacture one more chance? They're going to get a throw. They've got to move it from here. Main rolls out to the line, pops it on. Jerez denied the ball. Dalton, and it takes a deflection. Perth's throw again. Phoenix have got to trap them in. Stephen Peters looks at his watch.
What do you have to do? Oh, I'll go. All right.
Deflection of Johnston and another throw in. That'll take us to the end of the original 6 minutes. But Perth did make a substitution, a double change in stoppage time. How much more do the Phoenix get? Maybe enough to go end to end here. Barry, McCutcheon, given away. Tatham, that might do it for the Glory, especially if they can steer it down to the corner. McCutcheon wants it to roll out and ends up in a tangle with Abdul Massi. Everything would have to be perfect from here for the Phoenix. Kamau's gone and grabbed her own football and is just going to launch it long. Referee not looking at the watch just yet. It tumbles on. Chinema clears. And Perth Glory prevail. It turned into a real struggle to the finish line, and it's disappointment for the Phoenix. They lose a bit of ground in the top 6 race, and Perth Glory play spoiler. They've taken another scalp at the Sam Kerr Football Centre, and a day of frustration for the Wellington Phoenix ends in defeat. Perth Glory will jump up to 9th as a result. It's their 4th win of the campaign, and they will enjoy it. Mathematically, they stay alive, but you can't help but think that they are perhaps more of a banana skin than a contender at this point of the season for the Phoenix. They remain 4 points outside the top 6, and that ramps up the pressure on them in the run to the finish line. Dalton got the scoring going for the Glory. Olivia Ferguson equalised. And then a Tiana Jaber own goal proved the winner. A really unfortunate slice of luck for Wellington, who just couldn't muster an equaliser as they went for it late. Full time, Perth Glory 2, Wellington Phoenix 1. So the aftermath of a 2-1 win for the home side. Let's take a look at how the highlights played out. Back into the first half here. And this was Caitlin Douglas who had a great chance to open the scoring, putting this long shot just over the crossbar. Phoenix had a chance of their own through Olivia Ferguson.